Hi, everyone. So, personally speaking, I'm not a big fan of change. I like to do what I know I'm good at with people I know I get along with. So, moving to Boston to start a new internship, all just a few months before I graduated college, felt like a bit much to me at first. But this semester, I got to learn firsthand the value of stepping outside of my comfort zone. Something you should know about me is that I am a total and absolute control freak. If I have a goal, then you can bet that I also have a well-organized and cohesive plan to reach it. One moment this semester that became very apparent was when we did an activity in class to help us figure out our different career styles. After hearing the descriptions for these different styles, I knew with 100% certainty that I fell into the category of career chess master. Basically, a career chess master is someone who is dead set on their career path and makes all their decisions with that end goal in mind. So since high school, I've known I wanted to go into the counseling field. I came to school with a psychology major. My first internship was in a therapist's office. And I'm happy to tell you that this fall, I'm going to grad school to get my master's in social work. Oh. Thank you. So basically, I've always wanted a career that aligns with my personal values so that I can work on issues I deeply care about. Keeping all this in mind, I confidently sat at the table designated for career chess masters, but realized that out of the 20 other students in the program, apparently I was the only one that fell into that category. So even though I had been so self-assured seconds before, I felt really insecure about my life plan just then. I mean, who's ever heard of a college student who actually knows what they want to do with their life? We were also asked to think about the pros and cons of each of our different styles, and another major downside occurred to me. I had been so focused on this one specific path for so long that if for some reason it falls through or I change my mind, I'm going to be so screwed. What do you do when you've been planning for something for so long and it doesn't work out? But following my moment of panic and miniature existential crisis, I thought about my internship this semester and how it was different from what I normally do. Massachusetts Advocates for Children is a nonprofit that works towards educational equity for kids in Massachusetts. They do a lot of advocacy work for people with disabilities as well. This isn't really a social issue that I had ever felt strongly about before. My second major in women's studies tends to make me lean more towards issues like ending the wage gap or fighting for reproductive rights. I didn't have any experience working with people with disabilities before, and no connection to that population in my own personal life. Generally speaking, I don't even like kids that much. Furthermore, at Mac, I worked mainly on communications and development projects, which required me to work in an office at a desk all day, rather than doing the direct service work that I was used to. But even though this experience was different from what I normally do, I still learned a lot from it. Another class activity we did was designed to help us figure out what it is we love doing the most. This involved journaling different activities we had done during the week and reflecting back on how energized or exhausted they had made us feel. At the time, I was working on creating an updated brochure for Mac. At first, this felt more like busy work to me and not something very meaningful. But still, I started working on it one morning, making sure that I had all the right information and was aesthetically pleasing. I looked at the clock after what I thought had been about 20 minutes and realized that 4 hours had actually passed by. It was already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was so engrossed in what I was doing that I had even forgotten to eat lunch at my regular time. I realized that I really enjoy doing communications because I got to create something tangible that I could be proud of and that would help my organization spread its mission. And so when I first started my internship, I was worried I was going to be doing things unrelated to the path I had chosen. But instead, I learned new areas of interest and new worthy causes to fight for that would still be unknown to me if I had tried to stay in my comfort zone. So even if you think you have it all figured out, just know that trying new things, getting a little uncomfortable, and deviating from your plan can be a rewarding experience, even if it just helps you think of some backup career options. Thank you.